Okay guys, I'm going to do a really quick edited video of my absolute favorites here at the Beach Cities Quilt Show. Let's go. This quilt is by Sue Ann Thout, and it's a Sandra Lee Designs pattern, and it reminds me of Card Trick, which is my all-time favorite quilt block. One of my faves. Another one of my absolute faves would be this one. Something about it is so serene. The colors in this log cabin are killer, and it's just a clean log cabin. And it is by Mary Kay Fitzpatrick. Another one of my faves. It's got Hello Kitty in there, and I'm kind of feeling Hello Kitty right now. Can you tell? Can you tell? Hello Kitty. I want to work in wool, and I'm not quite sure how I'm going to start that, but I really do like this quilt, and this is by Sarah Foster. Okay, this is Mary Arntz, and it's a pattern from Sherry McConnell, and I'm obsessed with it because it's check, and I like it, and it's got stripes. I like this quilt so much. You guys have no idea how I want to do something with this quilt. I don't know what, but I'm inspired. Another one of my faves, Jan Hurth, who has like a gazillion quilts in this show, but I like this. I used to struggle with the shape of Dresden, but I love it. I have an early quilt that is similar in style. This color is here. This is by Roxanne Seagroves, and it's the colors for me. It's so 50s, and it's so lovely. One of my faves. And we're gonna add Laura Chambers for good measure. It's Tink. Patricia Pardon.
A lot of them that I see.
Again, Patricia Pardon. Something about this guy. I love the way this comes together right here. And I love the way that she quilted this design around that. Ugh. Go, Patricia. Yep, she nailed it. Gail Brunel. Nailed it, guys. When I say nailed it, I mean she nailed it. Look at the quilting. Applique. Let's get up on it. Oh, genius. The color story is genius. She sat and stitched around every single piece of applique, which is insane in such a good way. I wonder what kind of quilter I would be if I slowed down and would put the time in and do something like this, because this is just amazing. Here is a cute block of the month by Sue Spargo. You see Sue Spargo a lot, but it doesn't always come out as clean. And this one here is just clean and happy and pretty, and I do enjoy it. And this is by Nancy McBride. She did an excellent job. And I'm enjoying this guy here. In the Countryside by Hanne Lohde, or Lohde. This is clean too. I got a chance to meet her in the live in her quilt. We're gonna definitely see it. We're definitely gonna see the other one that she did in a second. This is really nice in the Countryside. The detail is lovely. You guys know that I am not necessarily a traditional girl, but I do absolutely love this quilt. I've got an appreciation for it, and it took best in traditional, and I love it. My absolute favorite block right here. And this was made by Debbie DeLuca. We are going to jump into voiceover territory because there was some loud music playing in here. It was beautiful music, but so here we have Patrice Lamborn with the Cartwheels Through Wyoming. Loved this. It's funky, it's pretty, it's asymmetrical. I really enjoyed it. Had a great time staring at this because it's Christmas And I love a good Christmas quilt, and this one is definitely a super cutie patootie. And it's got all the gingerbread houses, and I love it. And it's by Barbara Robinson. Love another big Christmas quilt. One block wonders are really cool. I can't figure out how people line them up perfectly to cut them. And you never have to worry about your blocks not matching. And this is by Catherine Chevalier Jean Impey, I think. I hate that this quilt was tucked away over here because it was a real pretty quilt with some lovely details, and you had to really want it to see it. I feel like it was just tucked away, but I'm glad that I found it over here. And this is by Polly Haida, and it's called Very Berry, and it gave me all the feels. It's definitely a feel-good quilt with the scalloped border. This is probably one of the more unique quilts that they had here. There was nothing else like it. Look at that arrow that goes all the way around it. It's really a cool quilt. And the matchstick quilting was just unmatched. And this one here is by Leanne Gottel, I think. Forgive me if I'm butchering names. Not really my gift. This is by Sherry Peltier, I believe, and it's fashion, and we like fashion. It's got like a high fashion vibe to it. I think it was called something about the 20s. Um, and she found that in some scraps and put that together. It came really cute, came out really cute. Halloween. Love Christmas, but I also like Halloween, and I really enjoyed this quilt. I wish that I had one, and it's by Debbie DeLuca. We liked another one of her quilts earlier on, so maybe I just like her all of her work. Trick or Treat, and my favorite block is this guy right there. I love that urn. The dimension looks great. It's just a really, really well done quilt. I think I can't remember if it was turned. I think it was turned though, if my mind serves me correctly. I think it was needle turn, but I could be wrong. Don't quote me on that. But it's a really lovely piece. The colors in this quilt, you don't get it through the camera, unfortunately. But I believe it's Native American fabric, I think. And it is super duper cool. I'm going to try to get up on it here so you guys can see it. And this is by Jane Yap. Look at that fabric. So cool. I love a good orange and blue together though, so I guess that's not really surprising that I like it, but yeah. This took Best in Show. This might be the first time that I've ever gotten up on a Baltimore and knew what I was looking at and understood the construction of it. I think there was some at Road to California, but I don't think I got it. I don't think I understood what I was looking at. I got a chance to I got a chance to talk with Joanne, and I asked her how long it took to make it. She said 3.5 years, and I want to say this is hand quilted. I think. I think it is. I forget. It's just she's really cool. I enjoyed talking to her. Um, could you imagine actually finishing a Baltimore? Look at the detail on the basket. She's amazing. All I could say was congratulations because that's quite a feat. That's like earning your PhD in quilting. I just tickled myself, guys. You know what? Joanne has a PhD in quilting now. I've decided that if you finish a Baltimore, that's it. What is there left for you to do? I also called a Dear Jane, a Mary Jane in front of her, and I believe that shows people how I tell people I'm new to quilting. People don't believe me, but the minute you call a Dear Jane a Mary Jane, that's a good indication. So here is one of my favorites in the show, and it's a heron bird, and the detail is amazing. I kept coming back to this quilt just to look at. I'm trying to show you guys the depth. The bird is coming off that quilt, but like in a perfect way. She just did such a great job on that. See that? Look at all that dimension. It's excellent. And she also did these dragonflies here. I believe that's a Hoffman challenge, and one of the things I love about it is how it hangs off the bottom of the quilt. It is excellent. I think this is, who is this? This is Patricia? No, Paula Pengel. Oh, good. I'm glad I got up on that because I was concerned. And here is the one that would probably be best in show for me. No, that Baltimore, somewhere between the Baltimore and this quilt here. Um, you have to see it in person. I don't believe that this video does it justice. I don't know if it's Hanny. She totally told me her name. During the live, she actually talks about this quilt. And I went to her website, which is her name, I believe. I believe it was her name. And I got a chance to spend some time debating if I wanted to jump in on this. So it's a block of the month. And if you know me, I never finish block of the months. Like it's just not, the 100 days was so hard for me, guys. But I want to do this quilt. I want this quilt under my belt. It's a masterpiece, but it's also an $80 a month block of the month kind of quilt. It is no joke, but I want to do it so badly. So I was like, okay, it's $1,000 quilt. It's actually over $1,000, but it's so amazing. The detail is just insane. And I was just saying that I wanted to do a wool quilt, and I want to do this quilt. I just don't know if I can afford to do this quilt, and you know, because if I pay $100 a block, I need to be finishing these blocks. And I might, I'm definitely a finisher, but I struggle with block of the months because I like to do stuff immediately and right away and on my time. I don't want to wait monthly. However, with the quilt like this, it's not like I'm going to be able to finish it in a week. It's such a special quilt, guys, and I hope that this video is capturing how beautiful and how special it really is because it's amazing. And I'm betting that it's going to win the viewer's choice. I'm really thinking it will. People were just beyond gathered around it. If I did this quilt, I would definitely enter it in shows. I would enter it in every show everywhere. It's amazing. Congratulations on finishing that quilt too. Now let's take a look at the auction real quick.
90. I'm gonna start bidding up higher. 100, 125, 150.
These quilts went way under value.
We have this. Okay, we have two. Is your hand?
But a lot of them were donated by somebody.
Okay,
They put this together
175.
on short notice. So somebody donated a bunch of quilt tops and they were lovely.
Can you show them the back of the quilt, please? It was beautifully quilted by Barb Green. Did I say 200? 225. Oh. 250. 250. 275. 300. 300. You don't want to go 325 in that bitter loop, baby. You really want that. All right, going to 103 for 325. 5 by 75. Can you show them the back? The back is really very pretty. It is a lovely color quilt, and this is made by Jackie Jacobs, who is the friend of Liz Pickering. Let's open this.
I hate that they didn't walk the quilts down the center
Hands up
aisle.
at 30. Hands up at 40.
That was the only thing that was kind of
40.
missing.
50.
That, and I don't know,
60.
I probably wouldn't have started
70.
at 30. I probably would have
80.
started every single quilt at 100.
90. 100.
Maybe, I don't know, but I wish that they had walked it down the center. So if I'm ever in charge, you guys remind me to have them walk the quilts down the
Anybody
center
else
aisle.
gonna go for 120? Number 85 gets it for 100, and sorry, it's 50 by 60. And while it's certainly an adult quilt, it can also be used for a child who really loves
The only thing
animals.
I think was
And we'll start the
missing
bidding
was that
at
they should have
$30.
walked that quilt
And
down the
bids up for
aisle
30.
so that everybody could have gotten up on these
40,
quilts. That's about the only thing that was
40,
missing. That,
50,
and I probably would start the quilts a little bit higher
60.
myself. So if I ever get a chance to host an
Okay.
auction, guys, you guys remind
Of
me.
course it would be
Walk the
Sandy. Of
quilts
course I
around
want
and
Sandy to
start
have this
high.
quilt. Surely $70 from somebody. Oh, 52 and 70. Okay. 70. 80 for Sandy's got it at 80. Come on, let's make her pay for it. Jane's got it at 90. Come on, it's $100. Let's make it even. Surely someone. For $100.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Oh man. I would pay $4.50 for this right here.
Measures 42 by 50.
This is why my husband said I can't have a paddle.
It was quilted by Sandy Cochran. It is hand appliqué. Look at the wool.
Look at it.
This is custom quilting. And is there a label on it, Pat?
I'm not doing this right.
There wasn't one. But on the other hand, if you wanted to take the label off, trust me, nobody here will ever know.
Let's see what it goes for.
Paddles up for $50.
$50. That should have started at $500. That should have started.
$100.
Oh yeah.
$125.
This quilt should go for about $600, maybe $700. Should.
$175.
Oh, she's gonna get it for $175. No way.
I can't see.
No way.
Okay, $200, $225. $225, $250,
For sure.
$275.
Let's see what happens. Oh, it's exciting. Oh, I thought she was getting ready to stand up. Yeah. That's where she taps out. So $325.
$375.
Who else's number? Oh, I see it. Yeah. Yeah.
400.
We're at 400.
Kathleen, you've got it for $400.
Woo! Yeah. Nice. What a steal. Oh, God, that was a good one. Oh, go. Anytime. Oh, don't be. Enjoy yourself.
By our very own Diana or
What is happening here?
Opening bid will begin at $40. Raise your hands high for 40.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, 50,
I'd pay $400 for this.
70, 80, 90, 100, 110, 120.
Come on.
Okay, 130, 140, 150, 160, 170, 180.
Oh, that's a nail. Sorry, guys.
Okay, 200. I'm now going to go up in 25. 225, 250,
Yeah, this is a really good one.
275. Does anybody want to make it 300?
I love
Pat
this.
has it for 275.
Boutiques, super cool.
Really lovely and accurate.
Okay, the piecing on this is kind of amazing.
It measures 80 by 90.
80 by
It
90.
would be a great bed quilt.
$450 for this guy.
Paddles up at 50.
And they're ready. The races are
See those
on.
paddles going up. 50, okay. 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. Look at the back.
See what the back looks like.
110.
Oh, sorry about my nails, guys. I know you guys are not loving that.
Do we have a winner at 110?
What?
Oh, no,
that's sick.
120, 120, 130. Keep those paddles high. 140, 150, $150, number 160.
The quilt is a lot. That's worth so much more.
160. Is there anyone beating number 90? It's 170. Okay. 85 for 160. We're going to open the bid at $40.
This
Okay,
is called
50.
Kids on the Go. It's super cute.
60.
Look at the airplane.
Kids
It's
on the
quilted.
go,
So
70,
cute.
80, 90,
What is this, a cute quilt?
100, 110, 120, 130. Darla, are you still up at 130? Okay, 140, 150, 160.
I'm surprised they're not walking the aisle with the quilt.
Oh, come on. You really want Darla to have it. Well, Darla's gonna get it at $160.
I really like this quilt.
With the maker by Nancy Thompson. It measures 51 by 70, and the quilting on it is beautiful. You show them the back. Great small quilt. We'll open the bids and put your paddles up high for $30. Opening bid for $30. The maker is Nancy Thompson. $30. $40. Oh, come on, guys. Yeah, 50. 60. 70. Okay, 80. 90. 100. 110.
Be glad I don't have a paddle, because that would be coming home with me for sure.
Kathy Pilliard.
Nice. I hate that they're not walking up and down the aisles with the quilt.
By 60, and it's perfect for a lovely snuggle on a spring day, but it's not a real fragile quilt because we've got the panel in the middle. We're going to begin the bid at $30. Paddles up. This is a steal. Just see here's exquisite work. Okay, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 110, 120, 120, you sure? 130, nobody wants to go 130? Surely, 130, 140, 150, 160. Oh, wait a minute, is your paddle still up? No.
150?
150? Okay. 150 to number 87.
I had to leave, unfortunately, but there'll be more shows to come. Thanks for hanging out with me. See you on the next one.